those podcast bros literally, they got a president elected.
Wow.
They all sound the same.
Yeah.
They all have the same agenda, and that's the power in what they can do.
Yeah.
And so imagine we now take all of what we do and we collaborate and we get to that level where we've got that amount of influence.
Welcome to the GenC podcast. I am one of your hosts, JP Jackson. To my far right is Mr. Piet Growing, Rizal.
The journey was started.
The journey started.
The journey
yeah,
started.
You know, we are thankful to our previous guests that will help Rizal on this Get Ready With Me journey.
Hashtag we believe.
We
bro.
believe.
As always to the audio listeners. Welcome. There's a visual journey that you need to follow. So please like and subscribe on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
But in the middle today, before we get into the bigger journey of 2026, because it's coming,
Hey, yo.
we're going to try and connect. Like the GNU. Actually, no, we're going to try and connect like Bossa and Ryzen. One day, shame. Let's not talk about that. In the middle today, who do we have? JP.
Mr. Stuart Taylor.
Morning.
Morning.
How's it?
Wait, doesn't this episode come in the afternoon? Afternoon to you.
Sorry. Good day. Good day, everyone.
Welcome, Stuart.
How are you?
Oh, good.
Finished my coffee.
Nice.
I thought it was jive.
No.
So is it a coffee no love, black no sugar? Or?
Black, no sugar. That's the whole shebang. My dentist hates me.
Yeah. Because you mustn't let it touch the teeth.
Yeah,
You must go
but
straight down.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
I actually saw that this week.
That did.
That like you must drink coffee with a straw. I'm like,
Yes,
we
that's
are
my-
not
my-
sociopaths.
Yeah.
My dentist told me that last week. Oh, Stu, because I was like, yo, man, what can I do? She's like, just drink it with a straw.
Oof.
It's giving, you must smoke with a patch.
Very strange. Very strange. I'm going to try it though.
Or like it's the Stanley Cup supply, will go up. Are you
It makes
afraid
sense
of
for like iced coffee though.
I guess so, but iced coffee I feel has got like milky stuff in it. And, yeah, I just do the black.
Yeah.
you
no
want it
sugar.
straight to the veins?
Straight into the veins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's,
We
that's me.
must get a drip then.
Okay. I also learned, but this doesn't actually matter. I also learned that like the whole thing about caffeine, it doesn't actually give you energy. It just stops you from feeling tired.
So it's a
Right.
suppressor.
Yeah.
Wow.
As opposed to a thingy.
As an upper.
It's a not downer as opposed to an upper.
But I mean, isn't that how the whole world, everything in the world works? Like it's a Panado doesn't stop the pain. It just stops you
Suppress it.
from feeling the
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah. That is.
Isn't that how that's how physiology works. It's you say that like with mad confidence. Like, let me break down some scientific. There's a scientific breakthrough, guys.
That's why I'm laughing, because I'm being foretold, man. And I was genuinely like surprised. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Sorry. I'm done talking for the episode.
So let's do just a quick intro as to who is Stuart Taylor.
I was born in. No, I'm a comedian. I wear many hats. I'm a Cape Town born. Started off as a magician. Became a comedian. Went on to study science, started a production company, wrote many theater shows, and ultimately then started comedy festivals and got into television producing. And now I juggle solo comedy shows, festival director for the biggest comedy festival in Africa, along with producing television shows for our national broadcaster and DSTV. And all of that while trying to still keep my family together and figuring out how to be a husband and a father.
Nice.
And that's me. And that's what I then talk about is the fact that like I'm a little bit clueless in how to be a businessman, how to be a husband, how to be a father, how to be all of these things. And then I go, oh, but probably we're all clueless. So then that becomes the fodder for what I talk about in
Nice. Sure. What a
online.
plug. What a plug.
Yeah.
I've come to terms with the fact that we are just trying to expose who the supercolors are.
As did you feel the resonating?
Yeah, no. It is like
What it is, so here's what it comes down to, right? I started performing many years ago. I started when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
Do a College of Magic, go do magic shows. And then went to varsity. And when I was done with university, I went, the comedy thing was happening. So it was just, it's very much the right place at the right time. That's like 90% of what happens to us is luck. That's the first thing we got to understand. And then within that going, I really like this life. So I just got to find ways of picking the lowest hanging fruit and never saying I can't do it.
wow.
So like I just go, yeah, but I'll learn on the job.
Yeah.
But how does a grade 8 boy from Grassy Park convince his parents to go to the school of magic? Because I mean, my grandparents, hy is die so goed.
Yeah.
You don't touch that.
It was
That's pretty Harry Potter.
it was pretty Harry Potter, but
Platform 8.5.
no, it's at Bizikona taxi rank. There's a wall you run through. You end up in Wynberg. But you must have a cop chasing you.
Yeah.
That's how you get through the wall.
Specifically,
Yeah.
I can smell the magic.
Yeah. Oh God.
Don't message
And
guys.
then you run through a wall, you end up at the College of Magic. No, you know what it was I watched a magician at Kenilworth Center, and he was there over a school holiday, and my mom was like, oh, you can, and I was like, oh, I want to go back because there's these other things on the program. And I was like, this is amazing. This is the most fun thing I've ever seen. And I read in the paper a couple of weeks later that there was this open day at the College of Magic. So I begged my father, please take me there. And he takes me, and it's great. And it's just all these kids doing magic tricks, and someone's escaping from a straitjacket, and someone else is doing this. I was just like, oh, wow, I found my people. Like, you look so weird, man. Like,
Escaping from a straitjacket.
yes, those are my people, bro. We like to wear a bow tie. We like to, we were carrying a briefcase and wearing a bow tie and doing card tricks. I was like, these are my people. And so the conviction was, I went to Scouts, that was it, but there wasn't like I wasn't a sporty dude or anything, so I had the time. And I said to my parents, listen, I want to do this thing. And they were like, okay, if you do it. You go find out how it must be done, and you do the thing. And this is back in the day, you could call them on a landline, and they would post you the application form, and you'd fill it in and you'd post it back. And my parents were like, we'll pay for the thing, but you're going to have to do go through the effort of doing it. And by doing it, that for them had sort of proven that I was going to be serious about it, that I wasn't going to be wasting my time. And as soon as I got there, it was like fully the thing that I thought, I found my people. I found my people. It was, it was a thing that in many ways in shape saved my life and put me on a specific trajectory, because now suddenly you are 16, 17 years old doing magic tricks, doing magic shows for kids in the wealthiest of suburbs, and you're like, oh wow, listen, you can have a lift in your house. Oh, listen, you can have a backyard that's as big as a thing. And this thing of, if we can see it, we can achieve it. But listen, that's very much limited often by what you've actually been exposed to.
What you've seen.
So what you've seen. So then you go, oh wow, this is the gambit of what the life that these people live. So you go, oh, okay, so I can do that. Can I do that? Can I do that? And suddenly you start going, oh, maybe I can live beyond what my current reality is. So that was the thing. So from there, it is, and also again, I've got to go back to it's all luck. It's all luck, and I'll give you a great example of why it's all luck. There's a book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Love that book because some of it is also bullshit. I mean, there's a lot of things that are like, this is
the best book review.
Some of it is amazing, but some of it is like a leap, right?
He's a journalist and not necessarily like a scientist.
Exactly. And this is a book, like he talks about Anyway, there's one example where I'm like, you're talking shit over here. Like I can see the other factors that have made this outcome, but there was one he spoke about. He goes, if you read the list of people who play professional sports, they're almost always born in the beginning of the year. It's like, explain this to me. Well, it's a very simple thing, and I see it in my boys. My one son is born on the 22nd of December. Okay, so he's born on the 23rd. Boss, you are in grade N. You're 5 years old. You start when you're 5. His best buddy, James, is born on the 2nd of January. James is 350 days older than him.
Yeah.
Now, when you are running a race and you're 5 years old and you're running against someone who's 350 days older than you, James is running circles around him. So what happens is the cricket coach goes, my goodness, James is a talented boy.
Yeah.
James is just running against people who are so much younger than him. So the next step is someone then goes, oh, wow, James is so talented. He deserves my extra attention. He deserves extra lessons. James then becomes a superstar and all these opportunities open. It's just how that thing works out. Now, I tell you that to tell you this. If you name comics of my generation, we were all born in 1977 or 1978. Was there something very specific that happened? And in the next batch, the Robbie Collins, Dalen, all of them were all born in the same year. Mojack, they all born in the next year, which is, I think is 84. And there's a thing that happens for us. It was SA comes out of our old dispensation. The world kind of just opens, and white audiences who are in comedy clubs and theaters are finally ready to listen to the perspective of the other, right? Riyad Musa, Nick Rabinowitz, David Cow, Chris Forrest, everyone from my generation, 1977, 1978. And what it was we were 23, 24 years old. We were not yet married or settled down, but we were done studying. We could get on a flight and go to Joburg for a week and sleep on a couch, or we were all sharing houses and we could have someone crash on our couch over here. So like you were not yet, there wasn't yet the responsibility of life, but there was, but you weren't bogged down by, oh, I've got this career or I'm driven by this thing. Kagiso Lediga, or Tsepo Mogale, every single person I'm going to mention, Joey Rasdin, 1977, 1978. Because that was the thing. The outliers for that are people like Kurt Skundert, a little bit older than us, Dave Levinson, a little bit older than us. But mitigating circumstances, Dave had just gotten divorced and was kind of back in that space. Kurt had a long-term girlfriend, 8 years they were dating, and then they split. And instead of being that dude who got married, and he was just, now I'm in obs, living over here without a thing. So they are the outliers. So it was just the right time, right place. And then that... And the belief that we could do anything, because we were living with a community of people who were doing anything. Riyad was studying medicine, but then went, no, I'm going to tell jokes. And Kagiso was doing drama. And on the last, like his final exam, he never graduated. Because his final exam, there was the opportunity to meet someone, some massive director. I'm like a massive director. And he was like, oh no, I'm going to go meet this director, not finishing, and then later seeing the dude in Cannes because now he's making movies as well. You know what I mean?
But how important is that to get that community though? Because it sounds like there was a group of you guys that all were all fighting for this space together.
There were two things. In Cape Town, there was something called the Cape Comedy Collective. And in Joburg, there was Joe Parker's Comedy Express. Now, when I say the Cape Comedy Collective, I mean, I will forever be indebted to Mark Sampson and Sam Pierce. These are two names if you speak to anyone of our generation. Mark was an English comedian. He was like he was a science dude. He was an electron microscopist. And he came to South Africa. He was like, I can surf and tell jokes.
That name just blew me away.
and he married a chick called Sam Pierce, and she was amazing. She had an English degree from Oxford, so she understood storytelling. Conrad Koch, 1977. All these names are going to come as I think about who was sitting in this group with us. So the way the journey starts for me is Paul Snodgrass is arranging a comedy night amongst the UCT drama students at a pub in Rondebosch. They call in Conrad, who's studying at UCT. because they know he's a ventriloquist and they've seen him perform. They call him Riyad Musa. He's a magician and they've seen him perform. They say, Riyad, bring some magic, make it funny. Riyad says, cool, on brand. And they perform. And Reds, which was SAB, one of those first cider type things, sponsors it and they get paid $50 each and all the Reds you can drink.
Yeah.
Riyad doesn't take any of the alcohol.
Yes.
On the record.
On the record.
On the record.
Yeah.
And it's amazing and it's fun. And Riyad calls me a week later. Says, listen, they want to do this thing like every week, but I'm in Riyad's busy studying meds. And he goes, yo, bro, do you want to come and do one? It's on a Thursday night. I go, I'm cool. I can drive. I'm studying in Stellenbosch. So I drive through for this thing and I'm there. And he says, just do some magic, make it funny. I'm there. I'm very neatly dressed, College of Magic type vibes. Hello, good evening, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very polite and I'm getting into the card tricks. And these, now bear in mind, I do kids' birthday parties on a weekend, and otherwise at varsity, I'm doing card tricks for buddies and trying to pick up chicks. So that's kind of that's the market. I've never performed for people my age, and suddenly someone sends a tequila up on stage, and I take the tequila. I'm like, fucking hell, and they're like, yay!
We're not in Kansas anymore.
So they feel that this is a very funny thing to send the magician tequila. That is, and I'm like, this doesn't happen at kids' birthday parties. so anyway, the point is that I do the shows and it becomes a regular thing. And eventually Sam Pierce calls us all together. And she says, gents, because at that point they were only guys, gents, this is not on. Being paid $50 and all the free drinks, not a thing. I'm going to put together a circuit around Cape Town. There are 10 of you and I'm going to have you working all the time. So she schedules it and I'm on one schedule, but I don't pitch for the thing. And she calls, she's like, you have to pitch. If you say you're going to do the thing, you do the thing or I never book you again. I was like, oh, we're doing this like for real. Sorry, my apologies. I really thought it was a shits and giggles thing. She goes, no shits and giggles. We're turning this into a business, bro. So the Cape Comedy Collective is formed and within a month, people like Kurt Skundra join. And this thing just grows and suddenly it becomes lots of females there. Mal Jones, Tracy Klaas, Al Lane, lots of people of color, Tshepo Mogale, Kagis Lediga, Lois Ugola, all these people join. And for her as an English person, she had kind of orchestrated this idea that, yo man, we need to invade these spaces. And this is progressive white woman over here telling people of color and women. We must invade these spaces and we must tell our stories because what she saw South Africa in the early 2000s, she had seen happen in the UK in the 1980s. Where suddenly these black voices, Lenny Henrys, etc., were speaking truth to power. And she was like, that thing can happen here and this thing has to happen here. And with that, I was in my final year of varsity, but like Sam was working, bro. Like she would arrive at a venue in her little business suit and she put on her Oxford folder and she's like, sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. And she talked to these business owners. But she could charm the shit out of someone. She would go, when she gets up, bro, the contract is signed, a 3-month deal with a venue where you pay us a salary every Thursday to come here. The risk is fully yours. Whether there are 5 people or 50 people, it's up to you. You're going to make money on the bar, and we'll provide a quality offering on a night that you are quiet. So literally, by the time I was done with varsity, there was a circuit of like, I don't know, 40 gigs a month. I mean, you would literally be doubling up. You'd start in Tableview and then finish in Plumstead and it was just. But don't you find crazy.
That having that sort of setup made you better because it gave you more chance to get the reps?
There's no substitute for stage time, and so yes, it gave us the stage time, so you could accelerate your growth. But B, we then did this thing called the Comedy Lab on a Wednesday or Thursday in Woodstock. All these comics. 20 of us, 30 of us sit in a semicircle and everyone gets a turn to get up and do 5 minutes. Now, Sam is there. You're talking to a woman who's got a degree in English literature. She understands the structure of story better than anyone else. So when she explains to you that the joke still needs structure, the story still needs structure, so she can advise you and direct you to give you a beginning, middle, and end. Then you go, Tracy Claus, one of the sharpest. Tracy will come up with a punchline. If Tracy gives you a punchline, you know that you're going to get applause for that punchline. It's just clever. And then Conrad Koch will tell you, oh, actually, and that. And if you join that thing over there, and then Kurt Skundrat gives you a line which is so silly and so surreal that it just takes it to a different place. And then Chris McAvoy tells you something else. And then Mark Lottering says, oh, and you should say this word instead, and added a culturalism to the thing that you. That really makes it pop a little bit more. And then having all of that input, and then you go and you put it in practice.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So the community was there. And in Joburg, slightly less constructed than that. Joe Parker ran it with a bunch of white boys, and power to you guys. They were amazing. They did their thing. And the one thing I will say about Joe is that Joe, it was a bunch of white boys because that's who was in Joburg.
Yeah.
It was Chris Forrest and Darren Moore and Al Prodgers, and they were great. They were fun. They were funny. They ran pro gigs. And Joe didn't use us because he didn't know us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the moment he saw us, he was just like, I remember the first time his comedy club was running here, and I got to do an open spot. When the comic said, oh, you should get Stu to do an open spot. And I walked off stage. He was like, okay, so you're going to host tomorrow. Do you host? Okay. Chuck my host off like, oh, I've got a resident host now who I don't need to bring in from Joburg. I had no idea that you guys are here. Yeah. And it was funny because I did that like on the Friday, and the Saturday, Kurt Skundrat did an open spot. And then Joe was like, oh, anyway, you'll be headlining from now on. And then it just became our home as opposed to the thing. So Joe was very much open to, having people progress if you happen to perform for it.
Sorry, JP.
No.
I'm hearing you are putting a lot of stock in the luck, or rather that there's the structure that existed that was born at the time. At the end of the day, you still need to be ready to take that opportunity.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, listen, I remember Friday nights sitting at home, go to youth, then I come home, and then practicing magic. And once I was sitting, there's this magic trick called Snowstorm in China where and it takes a lot of prep, or the way I did it took a lot of prep. And it was like donkey work. Like you were just doing this thing for hours. That was my technique. I remember my parents coming home. I come home from youth. My parents said, I don't know where they're gonna go to. My sister's out. I'm a teenager. I'm like 17 years old. My parents are like, oh, Stu, what's your plans? I think it was like holidays. It's Friday night. What's your plans? I was like, oh no, I just need to sort this thing out. And my father was like, oh, if you do it now, like it means you don't have to do it down the line. Like you're prepping for something to come. And I didn't have a show lined up, but it was like, oh, but I'm going to need this again. Yeah. So for me, it was absolutely about the preparation. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be given the opportunity and you haven't done the prep.
But I also think that in terms of circumstance and the rise, you said it was the environment. But even in today, there's this sense that if I'm funny on TikTok, I can be a comedian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas there's so much growth within that discipline that needs to happen first. Yes. Before, because you referenced the 5 minutes. Which is what every comedian says.
Tight five.
Yeah, you have to have your tight five.
Yeah, 100%.
And getting that tight five actually good
takes
hours to get a 5 minutes
absolutely
tight five.
Or even, and it becomes easier down the line because you go, I know how I write now, and I can hear, I've worked with many directors over the years, and I can hear their voice. So if you go, oh, this is the thing, I can hear Heinrich go, oh, listen, we should, here's how we join the dots. So like Dalen's an example. I directed 3 of Dalen's shows, and then he did a 4th show, and no part of me went, why is he not used? Why am I not directing? Because I was like, oh no, but I've told you how the thing works. Yeah. I've shown you all of my magic tricks.
Wow.
So now go do the magic tricks. Like find, if you take a beginning, a middle, and end, and you bring this and you put this there in terms of structure and whatever. And those are things that I'd gotten from my thing, or in terms of, this is my voice and this is how I say what must be said, etc., etc. So it is very much about putting in the time, putting in the work, and developing over time. But once you get used to it, once you get waxed, once you understand your voice, then you go, I know what I write. This is the quadrant within which I create. So I can do things outside that quadrant, and it'll be fine. But hey, just this is I understand this discipline over here.
I wanna damn guys. It's like I'm in a lecture hall.
It was a very long answer to a very short question.
No, that's not what happened. It was a quality presentation. Like we
Do you have any
eating.
notes?
You know what I'm saying?
Structure notes?
Listen, the notes is being thrown away. We're having a completely different into to the one that we prepared. Right? And so what I want to ask is, so the current climate is that there is this very sort of social media driven comedian.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas you grew up in a very like people driven era where like it was just like, this is my people, we're gonna go together, we're gonna grow together. Whereas this time around feels very individual.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense. I understand what you're saying.
And so like, what would you sort of say to that type of comedian basically? Like, how does one make a success of comedy in the individual space versus in the collective space?
Whew, it's a very tough question.
This is the things we come for.
No, this is
he's
not even a student of the game. He's a master. I must ask proper questions.
No, but it's funny because I don't feel like I've got skin in that game. Like that's such a different game. I honestly feel that comedy on social media is its own thing. And some people find amazing success. The thing that I've realized is that people do find success in it. Often over there, you've got to be a lot more authentic.
Okay.
Like in stand-up, you can get away with tricks and tips and a lot more maybe of the like you can manipulate the smoke and mirrors. But having said that, on social media you can too. So what is the like I just feel like it's a completely different world. It is what I have seen though is I still believe collaboration is king. Find your own voice and then find how you can collaborate with other people because they've got similar followers or similar interests anyway, so you can find growth in that kind of way. There's this one creator, two random creators. I didn't even know this couple was Australian, but I follow them on Instagram. Like he plays videos, you never see his face. He plays like stand-up comedy clips for his wife, and he films his wife, responds to it. And it's fun and it's funny, and they're there. And then there's this other dude who's from New Zealand, and he just makes content about being a new husband and father, etc., etc. It's not funny. It's just hey, I went fishing, I did whatever. It's great, insightful. And then I saw this thing with the two of them together, and I was like, how is it that this Australian and this Kiwi are doing a video together, and it's extremely entertaining to me, and I happen to be following them individually. Like it's like that's a bit of magic over there, and I think that is maybe the key. The problem I think is that like there's once you hit a certain degree of success, there's a lack of collaboration and a sense of, no, I've got to keep my own. I've got to keep my own.
Yeah.
And if that's your vibe, that's fine. And also, here's where we face that kind of problem in our industry, right? In stand-up. Yes.
This is one of those moments where can might have to edit this out.
Time stamp it. and then maybe just come back.
Yeah.
The coffee wasn't strong enough.
Let me tell you the problem with Hey yo. No, man. Like colored people will love telling you, I like this comic and not that comic. I'm like, you can like more than one comic, eh?
Yeah.
Correct.
Like there's this thing of,
I know exactly what you're saying.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they once they're a fan of someone, then they sometimes, and this is not all, but some audiences feel like they can only be a fan of one person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's such a wild thing to say. And I say it like I have a family member who was like, said it about Trevor. They were like, I don't like Trevor. I'll only like, it was like no use of goal. Then I was like, you can like Loy and be indifferent to Trevor. Like they felt like their loyalty to Loy needed them to not like Trevor. I go, what? That is a wild thing. Like you can just like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so
you also don't listen to one artist when you listen to music.
Thank you. That is a great, and you can listen to different genres as well, because I feel like they're different genres. But there's sometimes this thing of, oh no, because I'm the biggest fan of Kurt Schoenraad, I may not like anything that comes out of
because
Stu's
I do
mouth.
find myself like you're saying, different. In my experience, different comics give different types of experiences. Like I find like Yasin's very witty. Yasin, like he'll give you the one-liners, but then KG takes you on its story.
Oh my
like
word.
KG will take you from one end of the world to the other, and he keeps you engaged.
100%.
And that's a skill.
Oh yeah,
and that's the part that I enjoy the most about his type of comedy. It doesn't mean I don't like Yasin. It's just the element of his comic that I enjoy the most.
Exactly.
I like.
But and so to wrap up the point is that, but then those creators go, oh no, but this is my audience and my community, and you may not access it.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we I think we're in that kind of space as a podcast now. That's one thing I want to say is that, like, because our audience is our audience, they don't take well to someone who's not from like the culture, from the demographic.
Gotcha.
Or they don't take well to someone's story that isn't the same as theirs. And like we can see the numbers don't lie. And it's interesting, but also disappointing.
Yeah, because you go, yo, man, guy, just like it's
listen and learn.
Listen and learn, or listen and go, oh, yo, was I wrong about that? Because we do, I there many times where I've arrived and I meet a person, I go, preconceived ideas about who this person is. What their views are going to be, and when you open yourself up to a genuine connection, you just go, I was wrong about that. It's always it's quite refreshing when you go, no, okay, that person is.
And I mentioned to you this to Rizan before, is that even though the numbers aren't, it's our responsibility as well to present that to our audience.
Sure.
So because they too are on this journey with us.
Absolutely.
We are learning things about our people as well.
Yeah.
And I think it also, like, it's a lesson for us, for me, to remember, okay, go, yes, we do this so that they can share in our experience, but we also do it for us. We also, like, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, that experience does sort of invoke, like, oh my word, yes, that person was actually on the GenC podcast. Because, like, for example, I'm from Elsies River, and I've, this past year, gotten to interact with kids from Nyanga, from Kukuletu, for the first time. And I'm both, like, grateful and a bit ashamed of myself for that. Because I've missed out so much there. And I think that's kind of why, like, I'm just more interested in hearing more voices, more experiences, more, and then bringing that to the forefront. Because I do agree with you. Collaboration is king. That's actually what the social media game is missing. Is that we do need a Cape collective, but online. We need that type of
imagine
we're editors, all the videographers.
Oh my goodness! Imagine you could have, with the power of that Cape Comedy Collective. Imagine you had all of these creators just in the entertainment space, like that, whatever that may be,
speaking it into existence.
And you go, inshallah. Yes, and you go, okay, we're gonna find a way to and not gatekeep. Don't gatekeep your audience. Don't gatekeep how you're doing it. Don't gatekeep. I have a very good friend. She lives in the UK. Tenjiwe, comedian from KZN, and she's got this. She knows that about YouTube because she goes, my people. So maybe I shouldn't say colored people. Maybe it's colored and Zulu people. Let me tell you what we have in common. We can only like one thing. And she's like she will be like, I can't like your podcast. I can't subscribe to you because I'm subscribed to that person. Like she
my word.
battles that.
Oh,
and she's like, you can subscribe to all of us. She's like, more than that, it's free. I'm making comedy content for you. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. It's free. Just hit the like it if you do like it. Just say I like it. And so she's like, that's like a biggest gripe. But imagine we had a collective over here where you could just dip in and ask the question and get the honest answer. Because that's the other thing. Like, people will just bullshit you. The one thing I pride myself in, like, is I gatekeep Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's a minute ago, you can actually say the word. The minute's passed. It's already stale. Like, we're all friends here. Sweet blue.
Nothing.
Bugger all.
There we go. I gatekeep bugger all. Like people, like every day, people just WhatsApp me. Hey Stu, what is the? Yeah. If I know the thing, why must I keep it to myself? Why must I? Like if I learned that lesson already, why do I not just go? Oh, here's the thing, bro. Here's the lesson to learn. Yeah. So I really do. I don't get when people go, oh, I'm gonna keep this bit of info to myself because we are like at this little tip in Africa, right? Where I feel like if we can get the culture to pop globally as we see it from time to time, then you understand how. We need 10 more Tylers in order to make everything we do brilliant, right? And acceptable.
Wow.
Like, I will tell you right now, as soon as you travel outside of this country, you will realize how amazing our people are.
Yeah.
Like, and how unique our people are and how revered our people are. Bruh, if you ever want like a boost of self-esteem, just ride a tube in London. These people, it's like, they will look at you like, what is this exotic thing over here? Like they just don't, like you've got a thing about you.
Yeah.
This like, that the complexity of your DNA oozes out of you when you are in those spaces, guy.
Just DNA.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. Where it's just like people will literally just look at you like, what is this? Like, they can't understand it and they haven't seen it, and then they hear your views and your perspectives and how we are able to just and it's a South African thing, turn chaos into comedy. Yeah. Turn freaking tragedy into entertainment. Yeah. The thing this morning, so the Cape Town Marathon, on the day that the Cape Town Marathon was cancelled the other day. I woke up. I woke up to a video on my Instagram feed where it's a bunch of runners and they're in a bar and they were dancing and they got their race numbers. They're like, we will not be cancelled. I love it. Boston Marathon, tears and everything. It was to be somber. The city would be somber. The city's not going to be somber on that day. The city's be pumping on that day. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and that's the thing, is that we've got this ability to just take what our experiences and turn it into something really special. And if we can let the algorithm find that thing more often. But now you gatekeep your shit.
Yes.
Here we go. So no one else must pop. Yeah. No, I'm the only one that's popping. Yeah. Bruh, let us all pop. Yeah. My favorite saying is, all ships rise with the tide. Ooh. But that's the thing.
Yo, I love that.
No, Dan, you can switch it up.
That is honestly, if ever anyone goes like, my philosophy on the world is that collaboration is king and all ships rise with the tide. I saw Blacks Only did their 21st birthday and they had 8,000 people in the Sunbeat Arena, and I like the pride and the joy and the happiness. Yeah. Wacky did his comedy jam, 5,000 people a night for 2 nights. The joy I feel when I watch that audience, there's not a moment that goes, no. Do you understand the profound effect that comedy shows has on when I am in Joburg next or when I'm in Cape Town next? Like, it all helps the cause. It all helps the culture. Your podcast pops and suddenly people go, oh no, I've got to find more of the same flavor. In the same way that, and this is the thing that irks me, I go, guys, but you will not see what's happened with podcasts in the US. Those podcast bros literally, they got a president elected. Wow. They all sound the same. They all have the same agenda, and that's the power in what they can do. And so imagine we now take all of what we do and we collaborate and we get to that level where we've got that amount of influence.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a secret flavor pop, guys. You know, just make it pop. Yeah. The GenC. But Stu, you also and I don't mean this in the rude way, but you grew up in the industry, right? And now you the audience, when your audience first met you to where you are now is also that journey. They are literally going old with you.
Yes.
And how do you find maintaining that relationship with your audience? Because obviously the same joke you did 20 years ago is not going to be the same. No. You can't say do the same sort of oomph now.
No.
And
well, I think the answer is you can't be doing what you did 20 years ago now. That's the bottom line. So, and it's like the world just changes so rapidly that anything. I'd write a joke. So here's a simple example. And the audience something just doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel real if you're doing something from 20 years ago. So many years ago, I wrote a show called Money's Too Tight to Mention. It was about building a house and being broken, having a wife and kids and being broken. What you do in those
and playing Kenny G.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I go. So there's a gag about drawing money at an ATM, right? And it goes. It was about being at the Pick and Pay and swiping your card. You swipe your card, and the less money you have, the longer you wait for the card, for the thing to get approved. Facts. Facts. And then the worst is when you're at the petrol station, you swipe, and then they start looking for a signal. Banger gags. Gags are still good. Yeah. But I'll tell you what makes it feel dated is I say, swipe your card. Because people don't swipe a card, you tap a card. So it's that thing of going, you can do a joke which is 20 years old, but then you've got to look at it with fresh eyes and go, oh no. So even the thing of, you're standing at an ATM and you're drawing money, then I'm like, but bro, when do you stand at an ATM and draw money? Like those gags are funny, but maybe they were funny in a time.
Wow.
So if someone, and things are also funny to people because they experience it.
Yeah.
So you go, I know what it's like to pick up a card machine, and I've seen someone do it, and they still do it. So still feels relevant. But you go, no, but I mean, we live in a digital world. No one draws money, and so suddenly the gag of standing in the ATM and hiding your PIN or hiding the screen so it doesn't say they don't see insufficient funds. That gag pops a lot less now because people like it doesn't feel like I know that. I've rubbed the card and tried. So
the coin, putting the 5 rand in the machine.
I've rubbed the card.
But you never rub a card and pray. And put it in. Pray, bro. Close your eyes. Have a moment, pray.
And then you start also having kids.
Yes. And so in terms of writing I just kind of write the journey I'm on. So like I've done 21 million shows and it's all been about where am I right now. Wow. So the first show was called Joker in the Pack and it was about a magician doing comedy. Okay. This was the Joker in the Pack. Okay, cool. Tick. Then I did then I was on a travel show for a long time and there was lots of interest in that. It was called Going Away Slowly, and then I did a show called From to Belleville and Beyond or something like that. The Rocks Review. Oh, cool. Tick. Then it was I didn't have any new name, but I was traveling to different places. There was just live in PE back in the day, or live in East London, live wherever. Then it was about, okay, I'm going to deal with my identity. I don't quite understand my identity and I need to go do the work on my identity. So the show was called Technicolored. Then I don't know how this marriage works. So I've got to do a show called Learn a Husband. Then I was okay, now I'm married, I've got kids and we're trying to renovate the house. I have no money left. The show is called Money's Too Tight to Mention. And within each of those, you just write about where am I right now. I was supposed to do Learn a Dad after that, and then that didn't happen and became something else. I wrote a very clever, very funny show, which was like my God, I've written the best show I've ever written called Bespoke, and it was very.
What was the inspiration behind Odd Man Out?
So Odd Man Out is kind of where I sit now. So Odd Man Out is my kids find themselves in these spaces where I didn't grow up. Yeah. And so I find myself in these spaces where I didn't grow up. So my one kid sails, other kid rows. So now yesterday I'm at a regatta. So I'm at a regatta. Then you have to try and feel like you fit in over here. So and I can't. So the real thing is that I've got to do the work to try and not feel the imposter syndrome. Wow. Because that's the shit that I won't. That's the generational trauma we won't be handing down. Yeah. So I've got to arrive and fit in.
So in 2014, you took your kids for the first camping trip in Worcester.
Yeah.
In that bright blue tent.
That I borrowed from a bra. I hope you've got pictures of that. Bra, I look so good, bra. I got a six-pack in that picture.
The scary thing is that, like, what just happened? Because yes, he does. Probably.
So what was because you mentioned imposter syndrome and then now going to the camping site.
Yeah.
Were you avid campers?
No. I never camped. We never camped when we were growing up. Ever. But that was not our thing. My parents loved gambling. So every December we'd go to Sun City or we'd go to Tabanchu Sun or wherever. Like that was we drove trip. My mom was from Kimberley. So on the 15th of December, my father, he was a builder. He was up in a building company. He was a plumber by trade. He would break up on the 15th of December. On the 16th, we're in our car and we're in Kimberley and we'd be there for Christmas, and then into New Year, we'd go wherever. Mabatu Sun, Tabanchu Sun, Sun City, blah, blah, blah. And then we'd come back. And then my father would just work for another 350 days non-stop. Like he was the hardest working person I knew. And that was our holiday. So we were not a camping family. That wasn't our vibe. But it was kind of like, but I've got these two little boys and maybe it's a thing I'd like to try.
Yeah.
And I had a buddy, my buddy Grant, who's like, he's that outdoorsy kind of guy. I mean, listen, no, actually I can't say that because I went to Scouts. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, we weren't like family campers, but I went to Scouts. So I know how to make a fire. I know how to pitch a tent, etc. Yeah, I can survive, kind of. not at that level, but yeah, it was just that thing of stretch yourself. This would be a cool, fun thing, and also then you realize, these boys are they're gonna go to boys' schools, and then there's gonna be dads and lads camping trips, and then I mustn't make it the first time we go camping. So let's try and do that thing.
Any lessons for
avid campers? It's such a fun thing it's a fun thing for a time in your life. Like so our camping equipment got stolen. Then I look at my wife. Then we were just like, but we over there.
Yeah.
We sorry. No.
Divine intervention.
I'm okay. I'll glamp if I need to, but I like the comforts.
Can we talk about the Learner Husband podcast a little bit?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Because was it? Because JP is obviously...
Yes, I'm very much a learner. But I'm also aware that you can be a learner for 20 years.
Everyone is a learner. I don't think you ever actually pass out. It's just, you know what it is that like the rules of the road keep changing.
Yeah. It's K55.
Brother, sometimes you wake up, we drive on the opposite side of the road now.
Man said.
Yeah.
The thing for me because just to close the bit off on my side, my thing with what they don't teach you in the license is the horse and cards. I can't. They don't teach you.
They don't?
No.
Okay.
You can kind of in a way learn about taxis and golden hour buses, but the horse and card, that's a different code. You need experience.
Yeah. A code H.
Yeah. Agency.
So wait, so was the inspiration behind starting the podcast the fact that you were...
So here's what it was. It took me like a year to start the podcast. And I toyed with what I wanted it to be because I'm also like, I want to distill it and understand it and know it before I do it.
Okay.
It wasn't something that I needed to do because I know that it's got to be a labor of love, right? I was going, it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort. Why do you want to do it? If I understood entirely why I wanted to do a podcast, then I could, that's my starting point. And so I thought, I can talk to people about, but what are you going to talk to people about? What's it? You're going to have experts on, et cetera, et cetera. And the podcast was actually going to be called Neighborhood Watch. It's going to be called Stuart's Neighborhood Watch.
Great name.
So, and this idea that like when you hit your 40s, you join the Neighborhood Watch. Like that is the thing that you do. Like, you become a daddy and now you join the Neighborhood Watch.
Yeah.
Like now you
reflective vest.
You got the reflective vest. It's the thing that you do.
Beardwacht.
The beardwacht.
Yeah, beardwacht.
The ice in the back.
Exactly. And part of it is just being about being a nosy neighbor and wanting to know what's happening. Part of it is about a flashing light. And I was like, I could talk to people about what's good in their neighborhood. I could talk to them about life in the burbs, life where they are, where they have whatever they're experiencing in their neighborhood. I thought, that's going to be a fun thing, and you'd have all these varied guests on, and you talk to them about how's your marriage going, how's your wedding going, how's your whatever going. And I spoke to my buddy Grant, who's the sort of the producer on the show, the camera guy, etc., and it's a long time collaborating in lots of things I've done. And he was like, I was like, oh, I can really lean into talking about, and he was one, he interrogates all the questions. I was like, oh, I talk to husbands about being a husband and blah, blah, blah. And because the Learner Husband brand existed, he was like, why don't, it feels like you're talking about learner husband. This feels very learner husband-ish. And I was like, yeah, I mean, even Odd Man Out is very learner husband-ish because a lot of it is about, it's about being a dad and a thing and my husband and my kids and my wife. But it all kind of lives in learner husband because learner husband, the ethos of that thing is, it's about everything in life that I wish came with a how-to manual.
Yeah.
Like we wish that marriage came with a how-to manual.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you the thing. But now imagine being a freelancer and you wish that came with a how-to manual. Or having kids. Do we really wish that came with a how-to manual?
T's and C's apply.
Yeah, bro, because that thing changes. Like no one prepares you for raising kids. So I was like, oh, I can talk about that. And then the ethos of Learner Husband is just about it's a how-to manual on how life works. So that is why I stuck to doing, I changed. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I've got to do that. And it's going to, at the moment, it's just guys. And it's the first one we ventured out into was Zwaaibala, who's divorced.
Yeah.
So you go, okay, but he's got teenage kids, so I can talk to him about change because husbands go, she changed. I was like, okay, Zwaaibala can talk to us about change. He went from being a Drakensberg choir boy to Kwaito King. So, okay, how do you navigate change in your life? And then it'll move on to, okay, people who are not married. And then eventually, it'll be like, what's the female perspective on this thing? So the idea is not just going to be chatting to comedians about being husbands. It'll become broader as it goes along.
That's such an incredibly important topic for people of color who don't talk about anything.
There's a show called Family Therapy, which is Bala's show, and we were talking about the importance of like, did he get the benefit out of it? Because I was going, bro, you're making TV. I know how TV works. TV, as soon as we get the result, we say cut, and then we don't actually do the thing. I remember going very slowly. I'm on the banks of the Zambezi. I'm at a 5-star hotel. I'm getting a massage on the banks of the Zambezi. That's as the sun's coming down. And I'm there and I've got my towel and I'm lying down. It's beautiful shots. And the masseuse comes and she starts chink and the light goes, cut. Okay, Stu, let's go. We got to get the next shot. There's like on TV, I got a massage on the banks of the Zambezi. In reality, we got the shot.
5 seconds.
But jump on, clothes on. We need to go and actually do the booze cruise down the thing. So it's that thing of, so I was asking him. So, I mean, come on, you're doing therapy on television. Are you actually getting the results you're hoping for? And he was saying the biggest success is the people who after the fact go, yo, man, I'm dealing with something similar. And you guys spoke about it because we just don't talk about these things. We don't, we don't go and do the research. We don't take time to introspect and heal. And not because we don't want to. No. Because life is chaotic, my guy. Like when you live in a first world country, it's easy to do those things.
The sort of space is because there's two elements to that. There's one, there needs to be a room that has it, but also there needs to be a participant willing to engage on the topic.
Yeah.
And to get that person to that space is also a journey on its own. So that's why it's important that we create these pockets that people can find the resource when they are ready.
Exactly.
To have that conversation.
Yeah. And also that sometimes you don't even know you're going through a thing, bro. Then someone talks about the thing they're going through, then you're like, oh, I thought I was just having I thought I was just having a headache. It's a panic attack is this thing I'm feeling over here. Okay. You're not supposed to cry yourself to sleep at night. Okay. That's unhealthy. I didn't know. I just thought that's how we deal.
Sorry, but my co-host is buffering there.
I'm not okay, but I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not okay, but I'm fine.
Because it is giving that whole thing about like, there was like a trend on social media where like, oh, I thought I grew up in a healthy household only to find out that like, well, parents are not supposed to talk to you and treat you like that. Like,
yes. Yeah.
And
like, it's, man, you understand these things also take generations to what's the name?
Yeah.
So The main the best thing, the best realization you can make is if you have issues with your parents, I think is as people of color, is that your parents were just doing the best they can.
Yes.
Like they are mitigating circumstances, bruh. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
like you go, but what were they dealing with at that point in time?
Yeah.
And it's a little bit unfair, and it's also a little bit childish. Like just also you grow up and go, yeah, but I can also see that this dude was dealing with this thing over here.
Wow.
And what was the demons he was fighting, and what was all sorts of things that this bra was
But
up
that's why I
against.
think it's so important that if your parents are able to chat about it, are able to verbalize it, have that conversation. Because and the reason why, and I know it's not going to be easy, but I think the reason why I'm very insistent that it happens is because there's so much to learn in there.
Yes.
And there's so many things that you can take and and unpack and remove. Remove that element from it. What was the lesson?
Yes.
And carry on, because the lesson's important. The delivery necessarily didn't happen the way they wanted.
Sure.
But the lesson is what is important. And that is what you can then carry on.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, the things that we are scared to talk about is the element that's holding our kids back.
Sure.
So like in spaces where we don't talk about money freely, we don't talk about having sex sort of thing. Like those sort of conversations is difficult. But when you get people that are comfortable in those spaces already, they already know their view on it and what they want out of it, which is easier to have than, I'm just going to put that in the boxy. And I'll talk to it when you're married.
A young trousseau.
Yeah. That's part of your trousseau. But and then the other thing is, and maybe it's now my generation where you go, the importance of the people you surround yourself with, right? Where you go, what can? I just realized there's a moment where your kids, you are far away from it, but there's a moment is gonna come where everything you say is bullshit, right? It's just bullshit. And I remember this about my own life, and it's until they like maybe 22, 25, then everything you're saying is bullshit. Once they hit that age, then, okay, I get where you were coming from. Sorry, it wasn't actually bullshit. But the importance of having people, of your parents, putting people in your life who can mentor you through those things, who've got the same values. Like I remember a dude when I was like 20 years old, 19, whatever, and my parents, now you're there fighting and whatever. And then a dude who came and just said exactly what my parents were saying to me, but he was a little bit older than he was a lot younger than my parents, but a little bit older than me. And he said it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I see it. So that thing of going, if my friends' kids are at my house, right, then the rules are that now, because all our kids are at that age where we know you're not listening to your parents, so now I can instill that values in. Because Uncle Stu can say it and we'll listen.
Yeah.
And likewise, if my kids are at your house, you can say it. Because we aligned like, yo, man, I need this brat to start X, Y, and Z in.
Yeah.
And then with that comes, I mean, there are the spaces that you put them in, be it at school. That's a very valuable thing. Are they like solid male role? And I'm talking about a father of sons, like these male role models that they'll be able to model and go, oh, this is how you show up as a man. So like my 15-year-old is a very interesting one because you can see him sort of being very malleable in those spaces. You see when he hangs out with older boys and how he then shows up in the most beautiful ways. So the way he dresses, the way he rolls up his sleeves gets rolled up in a bit. Then I'm like, oh no, you roll your sleeves up like that because that's how the big boys roll up their sleeves. You polish your shoes and you wear that uniform because that's what those big boys. And then he shows up in a way where he looks very smart and
Sometimes it's just the messenger.
Exactly.
I don't have to add anything, guys. For like, I was like, oh, okay, I was gonna say that. It's like I don't need to add to the propaganda.
Okay.
What he said.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say like, firstly, this is the problem with colored people. And I was like, no, it's fine. That's fine. Can we?
Sure.
So on social media, we ask our audience, just get the right question. Oh, there's two. And it's obviously inspired by things that we've uncovered in our research. And so the first question is, how long did you have your learner's license?
Me?
Well, you, yes.
Yeah.
But also them.
I was very good. It's something I desperately wanted to do.
Drive.
Was drive. I was that guy. But here's the thing. My dad never let us, like there are two types of dads. One dad who goes, oh, you want to drive?
Oh, yeah.
Come, let's.
Yeah.
My dad was like, no. The rule goes, you don't sit behind this driver's seat, behind the steering wheel until you've got a learner's permit.
Oh, hectic.
I got that thing the day I could. You could get it. I think you can get it like when you're 16 and a half, right?
Yeah.
I worked it out to the day. Made the appointment. Got it. Got this thing.
Yeah.
And we at Hillstar, and I come out waving the paper to my father, and he's standing at the car, and he goes, well done. And he throws me the keys. I've never driven.
Yo.
He throws me the keys. I get in I get in the thing. It takes us like, Hillstar to Grassy Park is like a 15-minute drive. It takes us like a solid 2 hours to get home, I don't know what I'm doing because I only know book knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
That let me drive. He's nice car.
Yeah.
Yo.
Like not the Bucky. Let me drive the Corolla.
Right.
We get home. My
16
father is there shaking, man. From that day on, I never got into a car with my father in the passenger seat.
Oh, okay.
He would drop me at school every morning. Peak out traffic. I lived in 5th Avenue in Grassy Park. Do you know how crazy it is to get out of 5th Avenue?
Yeah.
This is like Hockenheim or like freaking. He's like, it's fine. You're gonna truly trial by fire. By fire. Drive to school every day, drive to church every Sunday, wherever I'm going. So at that point, I was doing lots of magic shows all over Cape Town, kids' birthday parties. He would be my driver. Nope, you driving, you using the car. Come, we go.
Okay. That's cool.
And then I did like 2 lessons with a driving school just before I passed out. And literally like days after my 18th birthday, like the lesson was made. Sure. And I was the most confident driver. Like, you know that vibe of when I've been driving every day
You're the mechanic
for a
at that
year
stage.
and a half.
You can fix the engine.
Yeah, for a year and a half.
Yeah.
I don't, and I drive in Grassy Park, but I drive in 5th Avenue. I drive in Wynberg Main Road, peak hour traffic. Like I'm all right over
Clutch
here.
control.
Clutch control, like you don't understand.
Yeah.
And so I had it for the least time I could have it.
Wow.
Wow. So
A long story, a long answer for a short question.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, remember, because I'm in the date range of December.
Yeah.
I can only, my learners was for a very long period of time. And I remember because between December, I think my last exam was like end of November, start of December, and varsity started in Feb.
Right.
So I had to pack the appointments because now you make one appointment hoping for the best, but you must actually now try out. So I had it for I think a year and a half. And I didn't pass at my license the first time. It was one of those. Just like,
me neither, bro.
I'm a unicorn, bro.
no.
So you were second. Second attempt.
Second attempt, yes.
So it's the thing.
Yeah, never mind. You are also oldest born. So
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah,
last
shit.
born, my bro. My daddy didn't even smack to teach me how to drive. My daddy was like, I love you, daddy. And my daddy was more like, why don't you know how to do this already?
It's like I've been teaching.
Like you've got 3 old.
Like you've seen me drive.
But what I do distinctly remember is so the test, because we used the driving instructor's car to do the test.
Yes.
And he had a Taz, a nice power steering one.
Oh, lovely.
Half a circle.
Very
Yeah.
lovely.
But my varsity car was a Mazda 323,
Nice.
which was a Kamal my steering wheel.
Yeah.
I still remember that quite a nickname, bro.
And that one was like, because there, 1300 get you anywhere and you can go up the hills at UCT. But that was so I get the license, get into the car. Now I must now turn 5 times to do a 3-point.
Yep.
A 7.10. We know it.
When I was doing that, like 1, 2.
That's how you know. That's how you know. Yeah, shame.
Yeah.
Shame. I learned how to drive by a driving school instructor because I passed that basically through UWC university, so I got taught there. So that I drove on that one.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with that.
Yeah,
That's my brother though. My brother is Beetle.
Yeah.
Mix it in the same man as a cigarette.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No. Morgan came on and testified, bro. Goodness me.
My father taught us in a Kumbi, bro. We learned like driving in a Kumbi,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we could drive anything.
Wait, you changed gears here.
But if you can judge a Kumbi, you can judge anything.
Yeah, that's
Suddenly, every car you drive
If
seems
you
small.
can parallel park a Kumbi,
Oh
bro.
no, you can get into any park.
And I've seen you parallel park. Yeah,
Everything, bro.
yeah.
Everything.
You drip you.
Anything.
You know what? I know this is not meant to be the conversation, but get me with the Kumbi is the nose, man. Because now you
actually
now
it's
you-
actually deceptive.
now
because-
you right,
because you
you
don't know
do
how bonnet works, my friend. Actually, no, Kumbi is easy. I take back what I said. You can get right up to a car because you can just look over and then there you are.
You can.
Good luck driving with a bonnet, my friend.
Is it the bakkie that's more difficult?
and those that can reverse a trailer, bless you.
Yeah.
Oh
trailer,
no,
yo.
that requires there's a
Yo.
special place
Yeah.
like for those
the
people
Lord's
in the
house.
Lord's house for
Yeah.
Sure.
reverses of a trailer.
Yeah.
100%, bro. 100%.
Because your brain must be wired back to front.
Exactly.
I turn left, you go right.
Yeah.
Ow.
That's physics.
It's literally
That's
that way,
physics.
bro.
Okay, let's just go
Because we
through
used to
what some of the people.
take the trailer
Oh
off.
no, that's me. I'm a
Turn the
trailer off
car
guy.
around.
100%.
That's me,
100%.
bro. That was me, bro. When my father asked me to take the trailer.
That's giving trailer trauma.
100%.
Yeah, that's bad, bro.
Have you ever? Because there's a moment where you get in and you're like, I can't do this,
Yeah, and if
And
you're
then
not
you
keeping
start-
that thing straight,
and then you start getting out,
It slowly
and then you
dwindles
didn't
away,
angle
bro.
right.
Yeah, nah.
Now you mid. The trailer's the whole road.
Yeah.
You or the car's the whole road. Now you must unlock, move,
I'm
and
just-
unlock again.
There comes a time as a man when you need to accept the fact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I also feel like enough of us
Trailer will
know
humble
the
you.
side to be like, he's having a moment.
Yeah.
Because I was in the trailer. It would be 2 weeks now. Yesterday. and OK was driving. He wasn't looking forward. He was
Yeah.
looking at the back.
Yeah.
He was just like, and I was like, I respect
Ah,
it.
wait.
no,
Man,
he's
that's
nice, G. That
Man,
there's
that's Man,
he
that's
missed his calling as
Ah,
well.
wait. Als we
He
beide
lovely
wel
driver.
coke, man.
Yeah.
What is the point
Yeah,
of
the
this?
audience, please.
Sorry, audience. How long did you have your learner's license? Long. Even had to rewrite yo.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is
Didn't
why.
have pass
I've
papers.
known a few people for like 5 times that.
On a
Yo.
learner.
I
Too
don't
long,
understand it.
expired twice before I got my license.
Yeah.
Nah, respect. Someone did say 5 years.
Yo,
Hectic.
Someone said 7 months.
that's a
Mine was
honest-
a couple of months.
Yeah, someone literally said few months.
Yeah. Mine was a couple of months.
And that person gives us to our next question. How many attempts did you have to take to get your driver's license? There's people that rode once, slam it.
Yo,
First
the Lord's
time.
favorite.
First time must
Nah,
be
that's
nice.
Atlantis.
This is the This person.
Is that true? Is that
Allegedly.
Because you said it. 3rd time's the charm. Atlantis parallel parking comes with a twist.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Twice, but only because they did me dirty on the first one. I felt it. Ooh, here we go. This is the best answer. Once. Plus the envelope of 1,000 and If you know, you know.
Yeah, bro. Put it on social media.
The
There.
views expressed. Not to say that some of the people must get their license on Pick-up Pay on a smart chopper bundle.
Hectic.
A burger combo.
What in the world?
In the spirit of the fact that you have a whole degree that you're not going to use.
Yeah.
Same.
Lovely.
Yeah. We can start the club.
I cope with having this game on the podcast called the Quizler. I realized recently that it modeled very closely to connections on the New York Times.
Okay.
Because I play that now and I'm like, I'm good at this. So how the Quizler works is I'm going to name 3 things and you have to guess the category.
Yeah.
You have to guess how these are connected. Be as specific as possible.
English bundles.
You made it.
Yeah.
So this is
It's the
very much science driven, but the one is a sport one. So I'm going to start with the sport one.
Thank you.
Okay. So
Allegedly.
Giving us clues.
Clues, there's clues there.
heat, slap, drag flick.
Oh, hockey.
Yeah, I was going to say
Hockey.
hockey.
Yeah, that's hockey.
I'm not even in this game.
Yeah.
He did.
No,
Give the disclaimer.
I want him in.
Okay, here we go. Okay, number argon, helium, neon.
Periodic table.
No,
Oh,
specifically.
it's more specific.
Inert gases.
No. They are
Close.
noble gases.
Noble gases.
gases.
There we go.
My bad.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, this is a bit of a mix one. Diamond, Bohr, Armstrong. Diamond, Bohr, Armstrong. In the comments. On YouTube, on TikTok. To the audio listeners, Diamond, Bohr, and
So as a
Armstrong.
non-scientist, the first and the last answers there
This
are
is
oddly
mixed.
shaped.
This is mixed. This is not like a science one. This is mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Armstrong and
No testicle.
yeah,
Yeah.
oddly shaped.
Oddly shaped. So
Under pressure.
Who doesn't have a testicle?
Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
Is that not the Armstrong you were thinking about? Were you thinking about the Neil Armstrong?
weak testicle.
Which Armstrong were you thinking about? Neil.
Are
Carbon.
the astronauts?
Because he kind of got it.
Yeah.
But like, it's famous Niels.
Oh, famous Niels. Oh.
Niels Diamond, Niels Bohr, and Niels
Okay.
Armstrong.
Ah.
Okay.
The last one is like very.
I'll take that point.
The last one's like a bit difficult, but also very easy once you.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna do it very like I'm gonna give one clue and you must guess every time. Okay. So I'm gonna start with domain,
website.
World Wide Web.
order,
It's
Takeaway.
what do you call that thing? Like the phylogeny.
Yours, my God, it too.
Class. Oh, yeah.
Kingdom,
Kingdom,
phylum,
phylum.
genus, species.
Yeah.
They've been cooked there.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, man, got it in two.
Well done, man. Well done.
That was first year.
Taxonomy.
Yeah, that is the first lesson of
That
it.
was
Break it
one
down.
of the most boring lectures that
Oh,
I've
yeah. No, I had to fail the test to go to class.
Yeah.
Only once I failed that test, I was like,
Did we have
maybe
the
she
same
probably...
lecturer
Oh,
for that?
yes,
for that
bro. We're
subject?
not saying names. It was one of those things.
Can I tell you my wild university experience? I went to Stellenbosch when it was Afrikaans University. And I'm not Afrikaans speaking.
Oh, okay.
So then I had to go I studied science in Afrikaans.
That's hectic.
That is wild.
Yo.
Brother, now there's terms. So if you want to study science at Vast, you must do science at school. Obviously, because you need to have the basics.
Yeah.
Then I get there, then I realize the basics don't make sense. Because like a prop root is a stitwortel. But like, how would you possibly know that?
Exactly.
My first university, I talk about this in my show, man. I say my first maths exam, bro. Then there was a question. I didn't know what this question meant. It was, wat is die vierkantwortel van 16? And I was like, I don't know
Square
what.
root.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to literally, it took me so long to 4, 4, kant,
Yeah.
Carrot.
wortel,
A
carrot,
voorkant carrot.
a 4 politician carrot, 4. Then I was like, oh, 4-sided carrot, 4-sided square carrot, carrot's the root, 4 square root. Oh, thank God. Oh, bro, that's mean a maths exam.
You're writing 2 exams.
I'm
You're
writing 2 exams. I'm
Yeah.
playing 30 seconds and writing an exam.
Yeah. And you play 30 seconds with JP. Because JP always takes the long route.
That's actually true.
Always takes
You
the long
experienced
route.
30
Yes,
seconds of
yeah,
JP.
yeah.
So this is mine.
I do take pride in having.
That's a lot of fun.
A scenic-
You take the vierkant
That's
wortel
a-
to explain
yeah.
the process.
So that was a wild experience. That was,
Yeah.
and then eventually I just realized, it's also hard for the lecturers if you're writing in English. Just write the exams in Afrikaans.
Yeah,
And I was
hectic.
like,
Yeah.
turn off the
A level.
I could never.
There's another game we play on this shows, dude. It's called. It's a series of hypothetical questions, and the game is called Say Man.
Now.
Say man now.
There we go.
Mm.
There we go.
Say man now. You could invent a gadget to solve one everyday problem. What function would it have? You could invent a gadget to solve one everyday problem.
Just like it.
What function would it have?
We're doing design thinking now.
Trying to think what are my problems?
Mm.
Yeah, because it must be every day. My once a week problem is taking the bin out. But that's not that's not an everyday.
My once a week problem is getting my bones stolen. You know what I'm saying? Is we are not the same. We are not the same.
Oh, can't leave it out the night
Sy must
before.
make dua net bin.
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off.
Mos.
An everyday problem.
An everyday problem.
You have time to think.
I feel like you already have an answer because
No,
you're
I
just
don't.
a guy.
I haven't thought about it.
A gadget that can solve an everyday problem.
What function would it have?
Maybe like a translator for my wife and for my kids so that they can translate what they're saying into what I can understand. We have all our arguments stem from a lack of communication in our house.
Yeah.
We had a conversation, myself, my son, my wife, we were driving on Friday out of town, and then we had a conversation. And then when we got to our destination, the boy was like so irked with us.
We didn't understand him.
Because we just spoke past each other because he thought in his mind, he was going, we're going to a thing, and we were going to a thing, but our timing was off, and it was anger because now so maybe like I think they've got it now, isn't it? The new Apple, the Apple the new AirPods, but I think that I don't think that translates.
But they need to like make it that it can interpret the Gen Z stuff.
Gen Z and wife, Gen Z and wife.
Must understand vibes.
Yeah, you must understand. Yeah.
I have one.
When she hits you with a "I'm fine."
Lau?
Drum. She's not fine.
Yeah.
Got you. So mine is sometimes the world is too loud and sometimes the world is too slow. I don't have autism. So like a button that can just like put this interaction at 1.5 speed.
Okay. Yeah.
And also put the interaction softer. Yeah. Or just like a sensory dampener.
I feel like I do that like
Somewhat.
Like IRL.
like sometimes someone will be just going and I'll be like but like inside.
So I'm not just saying that like, you are being too loud. It's more that like there's too many different
Things happening.
percussions happening right now. Yeah. It's a cacophony of sounds. Yeah.
Okay. Mine is now obviously because of my stage in life. I think very specifically, I would like to just have a gadget where I drop the kid in and motorize, take nappy off, clean, and then comes around the table and fully
Smells nice.
that little spray, and then I have a clean baby. Because now we have two, so now it's like when one is off the
there's
belt,
someone working on this.
Another
I promise you,
one
there's someone working on this.
So that is that would be my gadget. It doesn't need to be simplified. It can be a Moorse thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just somewhere in the house.
Mine would be autonomous driving. Like just make it affordable. Because like it exists in the world, but like it's super expensive. So if someone can just something or whatever can just drive me around wherever I need to be.
Sure, that would be lovely.
Amazing.
Are we testing reading abilities?
Raw, every time you do this, bro. Every time.
It's either you're testing my reading abilities or you're testing your writing abilities.
I'm thinking it's more of the latter.
That's more of my.
Same now. Jurassic Park was shot in Cape Town. And like Adam, we had to name the dinosaurs. Give us some Cape Town themed dinosaur breeds. Example, Brachiosaurus.
Can I just, before we give answers,
Brachiosaurus.
in the comments, give us your best Cape-inspired dinosaur. Like, the most dinosaur-looking thing is a Hadida.
That is true. That is true.
A pterodactyl. Guys, wait. Wait. Like, I was surprised. Maybe I shouldn't have been. But did you know that people, like, eat the guinea fowls?
No.
These people.
Bro.
You know, like
Bro.
the stuff that...
No
Firstly, how do you
bro.
catch them? Because they're pretty good at.
I feel like if you must eat the guinea fowl, like the fresh meat will be like biltong. Like, isn't it like diamond?
Because they say like it's like chicken. Apparently, they like the people they eat the guinea fowl. And I was like, when I heard that, I was like,
Damn.
Yeah.
wow. I see a wonder there's none in my area.
They stink. Okay.
Dinosaurs.
Because, I mean, we can name one swirl coast if we want.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Swirlcosaurus.
That's a good one. That's a good
Gummy. Royus.
Now I feel you're not naming dinosaurs. You're just naming brassa that you know.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the game? Just name people you know that you've seen.
Yeah.
Langus.
Stop it.
Langosaurus.
Langosaurus.
Stop it.
That's good.
Broodsaurus. Bradley. What is going on? Guys, we are a serious podcast. Goodness me.
Really, bro.
That's my favorite name, I can't lie. Because they naturally found brood, like from there. Like there's no ambiguity.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, you love bread.
Yeah.
Your house is sponsored by Sasco Sam. Your name is Bradley. It is what it is.
I also never linked Bradley to bread, but thank you for that. There's one thing I'll take away today.
Bradley.
Because I know a guy, Bradley, and I will never look at him the same again.
But wait, but do they call him Brood?
We're not friends like that, so I don't know.
The thing about nicknames is that you don't really have to be friends.
Yeah.
It's just...
No, but I don't know him socially, you know what I mean?
Okay. You have to actually call him by that Gavi.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've been phasing my first name out of the public.
Oh.
Yeah, like
He was introduces himself as it.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's designed two things. It's not as simple as just the first name. He has to go with the know the subtitle as brought to you by
Yo, sponsored you.
My problem is that so obviously I look like this. Don't read into it.
Yeah, I was
Don't read into it. So now I introduce myself and I go, my name's Rizan. And they're like, oh, Rizan.
Yes. Oh, right.
And I'm like, who is that?
Yeah.
What did you hear me just say?
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, Rose. The name's Rose.
Oh.
Like, it's Rose.
Where are you hanging out? Where do you find yourself during the day that people
are eating guinea fowls?
Yeah. What is your life?
It's a mixed bag, bro.
So to end the show, we like to do a few things. The number one is we like to ask our guests to provide a message to your younger self.
To my younger self.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now. Okay. It feels like there's more.
There is more?
Okay, cool.
Okay, you can think about that one so long. So then please do plug, promote, let people know where they can find you. Any shows that you're working on, want people to book tickets, come
Right.
to. Yeah.
My advice for my younger self is don't take everything so seriously, man. Like it's all just a game. It's not real. Smoke and mirrors. So try to not take things seriously and make time to enjoy the ride because that's all it is. It's an amusement park ride, guys. It's
Platform 8.5.
platform 8.5. That's how we get to the College of Magic. Just remember that.
Quality.
I am, however, going to turn that into an entire bit in my new show.
Go for it, please.
How you get to the College of Magic, please. From Crossing Park. It's going to be,
That's the second thing you can take away.
Yeah, the second thing I'm going to take away. Thank you. I will take that away. But yeah, I mean, you know what it was? I was just like I was like an intense lady, man. I was like, a story I told you, like now 17 years old. Now, yes, listen, preparation and plan for the magic show, which is not yet written, but also maybe just make time for enjoying the ride a little bit. Like, cause it's you blink and then it's over, right? Yeah. So that would be my advice to myself.
And then where can the people find you?
So I've got a comedy show called Odd Man Out. It's the final run of Odd Man Out. Actually, is at the Baxter Theatre from the 13th to the 15th of November. Only 3 nights at the concert hall. So come and check it out. I know it's far. It's far for you guys. Well, but bring the people who call you Razan. They will find like-minded people at the Baxter. No one at the Baxter Theatre has ever been called Razan. It's they're all Razans and roses. So come to the Baxter Theatre.
So you won't find a Bradley.
You won't find a Bradley there. You'll find a Brad. And yeah, and it's a great fun show.
Yes.
Like it's the one show like which I wrote, which I try to go like everyone who comes must have the best time possible. Wow. Like it's just it's like it's the widest, lowest hanging fruit in comedy, and but still kind of delves into that feeling of do I really fit in over here, and how you deal with those things. But it's a great show. It's a fun show. Final show that is final time. It's running in Cape Town. Odd Man Out, Baxter Theatre. Hopefully I'll see you there, guys.
Now to the point that JP doesn't like. That's why JP doesn't want to lead this.
I thought that this was the part where we say goodbye to
JP doesn't like this part.
Thank you for
at
joining.
the end of our episode, we actually like to give the guests an opportunity to ask us a question.
Yes.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay.
JP, thank you for liking and subscribing.
Nobody's leaving. They're waiting for this question, big man.
Yeah. I suppose my main question still, where do you hang out that people are calling you
big man?
That's my question to you. You must tell us where you're hanging out. And then my question to you is broadly, how's the journey going now with the new baby?
With a new baby. Do you want to go first? Where you hanging out? No guinea fowl must cheat.
Okay, at the mosque they call me Rizan, thankfully.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
Marshall
everywhere else. And what? And actually clocked, man. It's because of the fact that like the R sound does come out as R. Like it really does come out like that.
Okay.
Like they
Razan.
they do like they are hearing Rizan and they are saying Rizan. Just it's coming out as R. Just like apparently in KZN they don't say chicken, they say chicken. Yeah, milk.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Chicken.
That I comes out funny, bro.
But to
chicken
KZN subscribers, it's alright. Please stay.
They don't subscribe. We
We
discussed that they don't subscribe.
We did.
We did. Wrong Zeus. Parenthood. So fortunately, it's my second child, but it comes with its own set of complications.
Yeah.
So I'm fortunate enough to have a boy and a girl, which has now given another set of skills that I am learning swiftly. And like one thing is obviously when my son was born and we had to change the nappy, he would spray up. Now everything just goes down. So the outfits get changed more regularly. Whereas with the other one, I was the target. Now she is our own target.
Got you.
So that's what I'm learning. And I think the difference with being, and my experience of having the two, is the time that you had to like one person do this and then you can make tea or whatever. It's non-existent.
Yeah, because
so
now
one is looking after the one and the one
yes.
is looking after the other. And if there's a space where they're in the same room, the one is hitting, like I've mentioned before, Malika will just hit the face. And it's no asserting dominance, let them know sort of thing.
That makes sense.
I was here first. But the journey has been very powerful in that and it sounds funny, but your life just slows down when you have no sleep. So now you're sitting there at 2:00, 2:30 in the morning, changing a nappy, getting her to settle. And it's the very time that you get to sort of reflect because the house is dark or there's the one light in the corner. You sitting with your newborn. I haven't had her for 9 months close to me. So now this is my opportunity to hold her. And it's just so magical to have that moment and knowing that it's going to get to a point where because obviously you raising a child to live without you. Yes. And I'm only going to have this moment for the next a year and a bit. Because my factory settings is also going to be removed. But that's a different discussion.
Can I just say, that was so nice.
Yeah.
Why are you afraid of these questions?
I know.
Stuart, thank you so much for asking.
You see, the way the podcast works is the nice thing about being on the podcast where you're one of the hosts is that you're not the one that's answering the questions. You're the ones that provide the space for questions to be answered. So when it gets flipped onto me, it's like, why did I invite you? And then, so thank you for joining us and watching our show. If you do like this kind of content, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, Stuart, for joining
Thanks,
us.
guys. And we'll have you on the Learn a Husband podcast.
Please get him on. Get him on. Spam that in the comments.
Maybe
We are out.
Maybe one day when I'm big. We're out. Peace.